I'm going to make everybody else feel as insecure, as small as I feel on a daily basis, because I can't handle my own pain because I have the emotional intelligence of a 2-year-old.
It is good.
Jacked up.
Okay, I think it's better than the other people. Hi, Auntie. Why you look like that?
Nikki.
So I'm gonna take my camera. Hey, y'all. It's Saturday, June 1st. Happy June. Happy Gemini season. Happy whatever it is, whatever the celebration. Just be happy. Anyway, I am in the car. I'm about to go out to Decatur real quick, take my aunt to the store. She probably gonna want to run more than one errand. Actually, I'm gonna get some coffee first, and then I'm gonna go get her. We're gonna run to the store. I have other errands I have to run after I drop her off, so I'm just taking y'all along with me. I am not gonna keep, if you watch my last vlog, I'm not gonna keep you hanging. We are going to discuss somewhat what happens with the housing situation, but if you really want to know the details, keep an eye out on my Wellness Bite series, because I talk about health and wellness, and also from a holistic point of view. So mental health is a big part of that one. And I really think I'm going to start a series on there about my experience and what type of mental health issues that I have been subjected to. And I say subjected because I'm not the one that suffers from them, but I'm the one of the many that has is dealing with surviving the consequences of being a child of someone with this type of issue. So we'll get kind of into it here, but very specific in my wellness series. I have decided it's time for me to use my voice. I know YouTube is a hobby for me and a creative outlet, but I've always felt like there has to be a purpose bigger. And this is not to shade anybody that just does it to do it, because I did that for a long time, many years on my other channel. But there has been a calling on me to do something with my YouTube that actually helps people beyond just basic general health and wellness. And I've been trying to avoid telling my story because, for one, I couldn't even accept my own story to tell it. I couldn't accept my own role and I hate to use this word because it sounds like woe is me, but that's not the case. But in this situation as a victim, I couldn't use that word. I couldn't use the word abuse. I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I still was holding out so much hope that what I was seeing was not, that it was consequence of other situations or a consequence of just someone kind of having a bad attitude or being a little bit mean. I just tried to paint the picture, and I don't think I did it consciously. It was just, this is what people who survive certain types of abuse do, especially when you're brought up to kind of, it's kind of been normalized. So we'll talk about it, but it does directly have a lot to do with the housing situation. It really opened my eyes. But I don't want to start this vlog on a negative note, because everything that has happened has been for my greater good. Trust and believe. We are not out and we are not on our asses, because it was never a situation like that anyway, where I was dependent on somebody, but they kind of manipulated me into that situation, and it didn't work because I stay on my toes. You hear me? You feel me? But I'm not trying to be elusive. I just want to sit down and talk when I have time. So we will do that. But right now, let's go hit this road. I put a little bit of makeup on today. Slick back these edges. I don't know what we're going to do. We do have to go back to Augusta. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my hair. We're going to decide that as well today. But let's just get going. Hi, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Why you look like that? But what else? It was, oh, the bread, water, and something else. Oh, the blueberries was the other thing.
And
I'm gonna end up going to the store when I get to Augusta.
you got to go back, Daddy.
Hmm?
You got to go back there. The fresh pack.
I like these potatoes too, but like I said, I don't need to buy. I'm gonna go to the store when I get to Augusta. Probably tomorrow. Auntie, do you want the onion? Hey y'all, so I vlogged a little bit in the store, but I made a couple of, we made a couple of other stops that I did not vlog. And then after I dropped my aunt off, I had to make a stop to get the boys some shoes because they start camp next week. Julius might not start because he's struggling with a skin condition. It's not contagious or anything, but I think him getting hot and overexerting himself is actually making it worse. It's called Pityriasis Rosea, and apparently it's common, especially in kids, but they don't really know what the cause of it is. And it develops these like bumps and sometimes like more spread out rashes, upper body, face, back, and sometimes lower extremities. And that's where he has it. He has a pretty bad case of it. It does look like it's clearing up now, but I think, like I said, the more he sweats sometimes, the more it exacerbates it. I don't know. It's just kind of like they don't really 100% know the cause of it, other than it could be brought on by, like, if you catch a virus and your body fights off the viral infection, and for some reason some people later develop this skin rash, and once you have it, it's a very low chance of you having it again. So think chickenpox or something like that, but not contagious from person to person. So he signed up for camp this week. I gotta see which one it is, like which sport, and then we'll see whether he continues. But either way, they needed some more actual activity shoes, not like Jordans or slides. They needed some actual, like, we're going to play and work out shoes. So these are Jaden shoes. They both wear the same size. Right now, 8.5. But those are Jaden's, and these are Julius's, and they both like them. So Julius really loves his. And he's a little rougher on shoes because he's not really a sneakerhead yet, or not to that phase where he really, like, he likes certain shoes. He will pick them out, but he's not like, you know, he gonna wear them out. So the black was perfect for him. So I have other errands, but I think I'm going to put a pin in those until tomorrow morning. I probably won't leave here. I don't know if I even mentioned that. We're going back to Augusta to look for rentals next week and for them to go to camp in Augusta. So I probably won't run the other errand I need to run, which is to go to Office Max to get some ink for my printer so I can print out Jaden's summer packet for school, because he's going to an engineering magnet school, and they have to do, they have a suggested summer work for them so that they don't lose what they should know up until this point, and that it prepares them for what they're going to be going into when they start 7th grade. It's a pretty intense thing, but it seems like most kids that I know that went to that school enjoyed it, but it is not for play, okay? It ain't for play. So we got to print that out. Worst kind of worst, I can always go to Kinko's, but I have a perfectly functioning printer. I just need ink. So I'm going to drink some water, kind of start straightening up around here because I got to repack my bags and their bags. I'm going to do my hair. I don't know what I'm going to do to it yet, but we will talk in more detail regarding what I opened the vlog up with, the drama that is trying to infiltrate my life, but I refuse. And yeah, we'll talk about that while I'm doing my hair at some point, and it'll be like a story time. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, y'all, so as you can see, I've washed my hair. I've also conditioned it, and I did like a sealant that provides like shine and also UV protection. I'll show you what I use. This isn't a tutorial, but I know people sometimes ask about the products, so I will show you what I use just so you know. And everything that I'm showing you, I'll link down below. Also, we're gonna get ready for our chit chat, y'all. I don't feel like crying. I don't feel like crying. Sometimes I mask. Well, first let me clarify the chit chat regarding what we discussed at the beginning of the vlog. And if you saw my last vlog, you know what I'm talking about. If not, we'll recap that really quick as well. Let's do the product review real quick, or the product details real quick for my hair. And then I'll give you the intro to the video, then, or to the chit chat, and then, or the disclaimer. Then I'm going to blow dry my hair. As I flat iron it, we will go ahead and lay this story out, okay? But what I used the, y'all, my children, they have like radar about when it's the worst possible time to interrupt, and that's when I start hearing feet charging towards me to interrupt. So y'all have to excuse me. I'm trying to exhibit patience, but it's very distracting. So excuse me. But anyway, my hair, my hair products that I use to shampoo and condition, I use the Argan Oil of Morocco Hydrate and Repair Shampoo. I'll put all the links below. I use the conditioner, the Hydrate and Repair Argan Oil of Morocco Extra Strength Conditioner. My top is missing because one of the boys used my conditioner and dropped the bottle in the top. Some kind of way ended up MIA. So I washed about 2-3 times, and then I condition with that. I use conditioning caps or processing caps, and then sit under the hooded dryer for about 15 minutes. So to get it to soak into the strands or whatever it's doing, it just seems to work better that way. I rinse out the product, and then this is something my curly hairstylist recommended, and I love it. It's the Amika Flash Instant Shine Mask. So after you rinse the conditioner out, you put this in for about, you work it all the way through the hair. It's going to kind of sound and feel foamy, but you're not going to see a foam, if that makes sense. You work it through all the strands. I do not rub it into my scalp. And then once it's everywhere you want it to be, you let it sit for like an additional minute. So you just, you know, wash up, wash your face, whatever, and then rinse. And I try to rinse on the coolest water setting that I can tolerate. And then after I do that, I dry with not a regular towel, but this is, what you call it? It'll be below. It's not a regular towel. I'm losing my words sometimes. I have a lot on my brain, if you cannot tell. So I lose my words sometimes, but it's the towel made for your hair. So we're gonna go ahead and take this down. And I'm going to straighten my hair. I don't know if I actually clarified that, but we're going to work in sections, blow drying. As I blow dry, I'm going to use a heat protectant by Miele Mangango Oil Thermal Heat and Protectant Spray. Something about when I use this versus my standard heat protectants, I think Tresemme is what I usually use when I'm actually flat ironing, but using this, it has a different feel to it. My hair feels softer, but also it does not revert back as fast. Now, mind you, let me admit, my hair does not revert easily anyway. Like, I'm not one of them people that straighten my hair. If I step outside for 2 seconds, it's back to like shriveled up. It actually takes a lot of moisture. Even when I went to the beach and my hair was pressed out, it will get frizzy. You know, I might have some curls trying to pop through here and there, but my hair doesn't just shoot, you know, with moisture immediately. But it does it even less so with this. So I love this stuff. It just has a different feel. I can't quite explain it. And I do feel like it's more protecting than some other heat protectants that I have used in the past. So I'm going to put this up. I'm going to grab my clips, and then we're going to get into this disclaimer on this video. So these are the preferred type of clips I like when I'm sectioning my hair for anything related to washing, blow drying, flat ironing. It just seemed to get in the way a lot less than my other clips, and they don't tangle in my hair like some other clips do. Now, can't find but 2 of them right now. Okay, y'all, so it's the next day. I don't know how much footage I'm going to leave in from when I was doing my hair yesterday and I explained this whole scenario. What I realized as I went back and looked at it, there was a lot of footage. It's very long, it's long-winded, it's very detailed, but I don't feel like I need to be so detailed with this story because it's just too much. So I decided to just nix that or fast forward through it and just show you me doing my hair. I'm still not sure which one, and to come back and kind of calm my nerves because this is still very anxiety inducing, frustrating, whatever. It's very emotional, and give you the basics of this story. I was supposed to move to Augusta because I made the decision I want to be closer to my family, and I'm gonna get ready while I do this. Not just my mother, I have an uncle there. I have several aunts that are not by blood, but they were raised with my mother's and my uncle. I have cousins on both sides of my family. It is just where most of my mother's side, that's home base. I got tired of living this faster paced life of trying to navigate through the streets of Atlanta, working and trying to raise two boys. There's nobody close by, no help with pickups and drop-offs, nobody to really have consistent play dates with for them that I really trust like that. It's just better and it's ready, and I've been feeling the calling to go back to my hometown. There's other interests as far as like, you know, getting back into music and become in my home church and my choir. And then also Zach lives there. That's my boyfriend. So that was icing on the cake, because I actually made the decision to move back before me and Zach even met, which is crazy. The story of what happened to the house is basically this. My mother took money from me under false pretenses, promising that she was going to sign me over the house that I showed you all on the previous vlog. It sounds crazy when I say it out loud. She kept saying she was going to sign it over. She kept asking me for more money than she initially told me that it was going to be. I kept giving her the additional money, and every time it was something new. Then she started pushing me to make renovations that I wanted to make to the house, all while delaying signing it over. At the end of the day, after several arguments, what happens is that she claimed she never said she was going to sign it over, even though I have it in writing through a text, even though we talked about it several times, even though why would I ever not be clear on that before I gave somebody the amount of money that I gave her. So then she changes the story after I've given her all the money that I'm going to give her and say, no, you can't, I'm not signing it over, but you can live in it as long as you want with the boys and with stipulations. And when I ask what the stipulations are, nobody can ever live with you. Nobody can even spend the night. Now this sounds crazy, right? And maybe y'all want to know more of the details about, well, how did she tell you this? Well, how much money? Okay, total I gave her $43,275 in payments, like split up payments over time, because first she said, well, I need extra money for the closing, gave her that. Then she said for whatever reason she wasn't comfortable signing it over yet because weird stuff with her. My mother has problems with paranoia, anxiety, depression, all these things, but I didn't want to accept that she's a narcissist. Even though I went to therapy, several sessions in the past, I had a consistent therapist who brought me to that conclusion. You know, she can't diagnose my mother, but through the abuse and the trauma over the years and her behaviors, not only with me, but with others, and how those behaviors have cost her relationships, friendships, connections, all those things, the consistent, storytelling, the drama, all of that. She can't diagnose her, but she can pretty safely say that that's what it sounds like, and definitely that I have been a survivor of narcissistic abuse. But I just never wanted to accept it because I wanted to see the light in my mother still. I wanted to believe there was a light there. And I thought that her offering this to me, just pay off my house, move in, because she wanted to downsize anyway. I don't know where it cut off, but I thought my mother's house, me selling me this house at a very reduced rate was her trying to kind of make amends from some of our past. I mistook me having distance from her and not engaging her and challenging her. I mistakenly equated that with her having changed, but after looking back on it, there was never anything to test the waters to see if she's changed. She's always been extremely combative. She can't take any criticism. She will never admit she's wrong. I won't even say an argument, a regular conversation about, I like pizza, well, I like lasagna. If I like lasagna, it has now offended her opinion or her stance about pizza. Now I've offended her, and it turns into an argument. It's the craziest thing. But I wanted to not accept it, and you have to understand that in this situation, I was raised and groomed, partially raised. My grandmother had me for several years, thank God, which is a lot of what saved me from solely experiencing this trauma with my mother. But when I did live with my mother, there was a lot of neglect, there was a lot of aggression, there was a lot of emotional abuse that occurred, and then her subjecting me to other unhealthy situations, such as who she had in the house with her and that dynamic. It was a lot, okay? But you have to understand, like, you get groomed and conditioned to work around narcissists. They don't work around anybody else. If you want to survive them, you learn not to trigger them. You learn when they're in a bad mood. You learn when you need to stay in the room and not speak and not say anything. You learn. And even once you realize that that's what they did, it takes a while to catch yourself in the moment of, oh, wait a minute. They really were just disrespectful, and you have a right to say, hey, could you not talk to me like that? Hey, could you not interrupt me? Could you let me finish a sentence? But you get so conditioned, you don't even challenge those little small everyday interactions. So I equated that and confused that with her having been better, and I just basically was enabling her. And it's crazy. It sounds crazy to say, but she wanted me there. She wanted me in that house. She wanted me under her control. I did not ask her for this favor. I did not ever say to her, I need money. I never said to her, hey, I have an idea. Let me do this and move into your house. I never said that. It's basically like she baited and switched. And when she thought she got enough money from me out of the situation to where I'm so invested, I don't have any other options, she then changed it over and thought I was stuck. That is the short version of a very long, twisted, narcissistic story. A story about narcissism, should I say. Now, what saved me in this situation, I don't even want to believe she was going to keep the money. But honestly, when I said then no, just let me have my money back, I'll find somewhere else to stay. Because first of all, her hyperfixation every time I get a partner in life, which is not all the time. I'm not a serial dater. I should have known, and I kind of sensed the discomfort around even telling her, because she seems to be unhappy every time I am happy. She seems to be displeased every time I have a partner. In the past, it was never like, it never fully would come out of her mouth unless I was having a problem with the partner, and then it was like, oh, I'm here to support you and we're besties. But in my happy moments, she became very bitter. You know that sense of, if you've ever had a frenemy, if you've ever had just a hater in life, period. The sad part is this was my mother. So I tried to like my best to like excuse it and relabel it as something else. But what I'm realizing is she became hyper fixated on the fact that I have a relationship now. We've been officially together about a year. It'll be a year and 4 days. But we've been dating longer than a year, or talking longer than a year. Best relationship I've ever had. No red flags. No wondering, oh, you know, is he gonna end up, is this the wrong, like, there was no red flags. He's never disrespected me and my children. He loves us to death. He's never disrespected my mother, loves her to death. He would do anything for me. Some kind of way during this process, she also got hyperfixated on me being in a relationship, and that's taking away her access to me and the children. How do I know this? She's saying insane things like this to other people. Not so much about it being because of the relationship, but a concern about the children being taken away from her, or not being so available to her. And I know that's what it's about. So what saved me, and yes, I've gotten about 60%. No, that ain't even 60. 43,000. I got back 16. I've gotten back a chunk of my money, but not all of it. And the only reason I feel like I've gotten it back, that amount back so quickly, is because other people were involved. Other people know about this. Other people have seen that she's been kind of mentally, like, she's been unraveling worse and worse. This is not new. The money thing is new for me. I've never dealt with this type of money with her before. You live and you learn. But her combativeness, her avoidance of ever apologizing, what is new to me, and maybe it's not new, I'm finally accepting too, is I didn't realize she was such a liar. And I say that because she tells me that she never intended to sign the house over to me, even though she texted to me and she said, well, signing over doesn't mean I'm signing over the deed. That just meant that I was going to put something with your name on it. Craziness. But also because she's telling one group of people one story, another group of people another story, and as she's realizing that they're actually telling her this is ridiculous, you are making a mistake, it's not fair, then she's modifying the story to the next group of people to make it sound a little bit better. At least her version of what's a little bit better. So there's at least three, maybe 4 versions of this story floating around, depending on which group of people you talk to. And she's consistent with, like, if she tells my dad one story, she tells this friend group another story, she tells this friend group another story, and me, she's consistent in those stories. So I say this to say she's been trying to blame a lot of this on other recent like surgeries that she's had that may have affected things like her short-term memory. I went to the doctor with her. This is not because of that. It may be worsening because of that, but she's been a narcissist and I didn't want to accept it. Okay, so now I'm in a position, what you're about to see is that I'm going to Augusta, but this time I have now in this case, because I have the kids, because there's a summer camp planned at the Y that she goes to, and because I'm trying not to disrupt plans with them too much, and I have to find another place to stay. I'm going to be at her place, treading very lightly while I search for a rental, because Zach's place really isn't big enough for all of us. Like, he would let us stay there, but it's like him and his sister, and it's a duplex, and it's like there's nowhere for and I have the dog, mind you. Let's add that on to it. I have the dog, so I am going to have to stay with her. You're going to see me in her presence. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you understand, especially if it's a parent that is a narcissist, it is a slow process for you to accept that you have actually been subjected to an actual narcissist. 2, for you to realize how bad it is, because when you grow up with somebody who has the emotional capability of a 2-year-old and you always learn to work around it, when you finally start to step away from that and realize it's insane, it's not an immediate unraveling. You're still conditioned. You're still desensitized to the insanity. And also, when we made this agreement, she wasn't having as much problems controlling her normal temper and aggression. Usually she's out in public, she's in the pew at church, hallelujah, she's in prayer service. Narcissism in the church, we're gonna have a whole nother discussion about that. She's able to keep her mask on in front of people she needs to keep it in front of. Now with her short-term memory, it's really an issue with her paying attention and multitasking, but that in turn can affect her short-term memory. Now when you layer that on top of someone who is apparently way more dishonest than I even realized, who always tells a different version of a story to make herself look better, even when there's nothing at stake, it's just what makes me look better. That's the story I'm gonna tell. There could be nothing on the line for it. It's not about survival. It's not about getting caught in a lie. She's just gonna make up a lie and embellish things. I didn't realize it was that bad. But what's happening now is the mask is coming off because she can't multitask. She can't maintain 10 different stories in a way that make her still seem innocent, if that makes sense. She can't hide her aggression. She's starting to have meltdowns in public. She's doing things like calling the police for regular arguments on family members that shouldn't, it doesn't even warrant it. Her controlness, her need to control is so bad. She's going in public, arguing with complete strangers, almost having the police called on her. It is a mess. But I will say this, I have finally been freed. Never again will I put myself, I wasn't in a position to be under my mom's wing or her like necessity, I can't even find the words right now. But at 18, I left the house and that was it. Now, I won't say she never helped me with money, but here's the thing about my mother. She will loan you money and then make nasty comments about it because she loves to be in a position of dominance. And I did not realize that she would get so twisted with it. You know what I'm saying? She would get that the need for control was so bad. It is so sick and twisted. I even found out she has cameras in places I can see, cameras in places I can't see. And it's not just for security. At her old house and at her new house, apparently she's watching me while she's out at dinner with people. She's making comments, or what is she doing, or why are they in there? But do you get what I'm saying? This need to be superior, this need to appear superior. And what are these peasants doing in my home? Meanwhile, I could call her and say, hey mom, I'm about to come in the house, or I got here early, or hey mom, Zach is about to help me move your things that you said you needed help moving. Oh, that's fine. And then hangs up the phone, gets on the security camera, pretends I never said that, and in front of people, like, why did she have this man in my house? Then starts to make up lies about him as though she's even had a 10-minute conversation with the man. She's met him in group settings with other family. He's been there, but she's never sat and had a conversation. Her choice. Nobody stopped her. So in other words, my mother is mentally ill, but she has been that way forever. Is narcissism a choice or a disease? I don't think it's a disease. I don't know if it's a choice, but at some point in life, I do believe there was a choice. whatever trauma, drama, whatever caused this in her, I do believe at some point, whether it's on a soul or a spiritual level, whether it's on a subconscious level, whatever, that sometime at some point a decision is made. Some people heal, and it's a slow, long process. If anything, they hurt anybody, it's themselves. And I don't mean physically necessarily. I mean, you know, picking the wrong relationships, stumbling through life because you didn't have guidance, right? Me, in the past. In other words. And then some people make a choice that I'm going to make everybody else feel as insecure, as small as I feel on a daily basis because I can't handle my own pain because I have the emotional intelligence of a fucking 2-year-old. That is narcissism in a nutshell. At some point, I do believe they make that decision. But at some point, it goes from a decision to now this is burned into your neural pathways to now it's mental disease. If you want to get biblical, there's a whole thing about it. But now it's like you consistently don't know truth. You don't honor truth. You serve lies. That's all you know. I hope I'm making sense. If y'all want me to do a story time, let me know. If you have questions, if you want clarification, let me know in the comments. I will definitely answer questions. I just can't bring myself to keep going through all the minor details. Again, it's too long. This story panned out over several months, and there was some strange behavior in between that kind of started to send red flags. But I kept saying, well, maybe she really forgot this, or maybe she really doesn't understand, or she's just a little paranoid. If she wants to wait a little bit longer for me to send this money because she thinks that this house was pertinent to her getting her new home, and now she's not comfortable selling the old home because she think they're gonna take the new house back. That's not how it works, y'all. But my mother's way of thinking has been twisted for a long time. I'm like excusing it along the way. So if you have questions or want more details or something doesn't make sense, because the story is all over the place, so summarizing it is very hard, but I think I did well. But ask any questions you want. If you dealt with this, please let me know, because you will see this come up on my channel. I want you to understand when I vlog, I'm vlogging from a place of going from survival to thriving. And when you grew up with a narcissistic parent, if you had a narcissistic spouse, any kind of situation where you were subject to a narcissist, you understand that most of your mode is survival. Your body starts to develop survival mode. You start to get sick all the time. This is why I'm so hell-bent on health and trying to improve my health and do better. This is why my channel is what it is. But I didn't want to get into the specifics of discovering that a lot of the torment that I dealt with from childhood had my body aging way faster than it should, had my health in a state where I'm constantly dealing with minor health issues or unknown origin health issues. I didn't want to talk about it, but at this point, God's like, look, you are not to live your life in the shadows. I am not to, and you really, you know, and y'all, I'm not churchy, but I'm very spiritual. Roll your eyes at that if you want, but it's true. And the reason why, my mother's churchy. So that should explain that statement to you right there in a nutshell. I'm more about my actual connection than the appearance of letting everybody know that I have a connection, right? So I believe, you know how God says you're not to serve any false idols, that me trying to cater to her in a weird way, roundabout way, is me serving a false idol, because I am serving my fear, my not wanting to ruffle her feathers. I'm serving her over serving my purpose, which is to help others. I'm minimizing myself and trying to find ways to work around offending, or what if she sees this, or what if she hears this, in an effort to serve her over serving my purpose and what I'm pulled to do in life, and to serve other people. No more of that. I felt it was very necessary to tell this story, and again, ask any questions you want. And I'll either answer them down there, or for things that need more detail, it might be a separate video. But we're about to get ready. I gotta go run a couple of errands in preparation to go back to Augusta and load this car back up. But then we're hitting the road, okay? Whew, it was a lot. Let me know if you got questions. Oh, these birds are acting crazy, y'all. Good morning. I'm hella tired. I got up and took the boys to day camp in Augusta today. Well, we're in Augusta, but so duh. But I went ahead and took them to day camp. Hopefully their first day is fun. It's a basketball focused day camp. I'm about to go to Zach's house, and then we're going to go look around at some of the rental properties
that are available in the area and run a few other errands. So let's go. I hope everybody is having a blessed and prosperous day. Even though I know you won't see this vlog till later, I'm going out and putting the good vibes that whoever looks at this vlog, when they see it, has blessings and prosperity for the day that they see it, okay? And many more beyond. But yes, let's get ready to go. It's a little gloomy, but I'm trying to perk up. I might actually allow myself a cup of coffee today. If you haven't seen my health series, Wellness Bites, I highly encourage you to. I only have 2 out now. Well, maybe 3 by the time you see this. But I talk about different health things. So I think my first one was caffeine, me quitting caffeine. So now I occasionally let myself have one, but one, and I cannot have consecutive days. So really only 2 to 3 times per week I will have a caffeinated cup of coffee, and no like caffeine from anything else either. So I'm doing great. It feels a lot better. I feel a lot more level. But yeah, check it out. So I might allow myself a cup of coffee today, so we might do that too. But either way, let's go. We're leaving Big Daddy. Bye, Big Daddy.
Gotta raise Big Daddy.
Alright, we about to go get coffee. I saw a place on the way over here and called Ubora. So we're gonna try that. My face feels puffy. Yeah, we gonna try that. I had to wake up. Then we're gonna go look at houses.
There go another one.
what cold brew blend that is that you use with the...
I couldn't tell you.
It's like
Our
a
owner
house.
does the brew, so and he doesn't tell us the blend.
Oh, it's not like a... I mean, is it y'all's brand or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was sorry. Yeah, I guess so. I think.
Okay. Thank you. It's good. So we stopped and looked at the house, and I didn't get any footage, but then we didn't really go inside because I didn't set it up for that yet. I just was looking around, and we were looking at the neighborhood. It's probably better not to take footage of that, but we'll show you the inside once we do that kind of tour of it. But now I'm about to go in Best Buy because my dumb ass left my charger for my, well, for everything again.
But you're not done.
That was a dumb ass decision. But yeah, we're finna go in here. My battery's about to die on my camera, so probably leave you guys in the car for that. Alright, that one for you to eat.
You right, no, you right. I can't say no, you are correct, buddy.
Okay. Okay, y'all, I just got my toes done, but listen, we finna wrap this vlog off because I don't remember what day that was I last vlogged, but it's Friday. I'm pretty sure that was probably Monday or Tuesday. Yes, I have on the same clothes, mind your business. I washed my laundry. But yeah, it's Friday. I think it's just been too difficult with everything that I have going on, as I explained, to vlog comfortably while I'm inside the house. It's just a lot. Plus, I don't think I mentioned I'm going to Finland, you guys. So I'm going there to visit my sister with my dad and my sister and my brother-in-law. So we will be there for almost a full week. So I'm just gonna wrap this up, and then we're gonna jump into starting for a travel vlog. So if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to join the tribe. Remember, let me know about your experiences in the comments below, as far as things like narcissism, toxic parenting, all that other stuff. Just like share that with me. Like, this helps me to connect with other people who are going through similar things. But just if you are going through something like that, just realize that you are not alone. Even though in your community, in your village, it can feel very isolated, I encourage you to reach out to other people who have experience with things like this. If your village supports you, even better. Okay, but yeah, let's wrap this vlog up. What else did I want to say? It was something else. All I know, oh, and keep an eye out on my weekly wellness bites, right? So I also talk about health and wellness. Once a week I do a video about health and wellness. It could be any given topic. The last one was about narcissism, and if you suffer or struggle with it, I have tips about people who have been subjected to narcissistic abuse in that one. But I also talk about things like, you know, trying to quit a caffeine addiction, exercising. I plan on doing some workout vlogs as part of my wellness bites as well. So yeah, check me out, y'all, and I hope you join the family. But until next time, remain always yourself, and I will remain always Alexia, because I can't be nobody else. All right, love you. Bye. Let's reset. Mwah. I like these potatoes too, but like I said, I don't need to buy. I'm gonna go to the store when I get to Augusta. All of them. Auntie, do you want